When it comes to public transport, most cities are obsessed with trains. And that makes sense. Trains are cool. They're faster than buses, more energy efficient, and they can carry a lot of people. So why are buses still a thing? Join me as we look at why buses will never disappear. I'll make videos about trains, subways, and trams, but also about buses. And if you follow my content, you might think that buses don't really have a place in the modern world. After all, every city that wants to be taken seriously has a subway system, and most of the time, those subways were built over 100 years ago. So why do we still use buses? Well, despite what some people say, buses actually have a lot of advantages over trains, which is why they're still such a big part of public transport today. Let's start off with the obvious. Buses are cheap to operate compared to trains. They don't want to need expensive tracks or overhead wires, and they don't want to require large stations to get people on and off. That means that cities can run lots of buses without spending huge amounts of money. In many cities around the world, buses are the cheapest form of public transport. And speaking of cost, buses are also cheap for passengers. Fares are usually lower than trains because buses are cheaper to run. And that means that a lot of people who could otherwise afford public transport can travel for very little money. Low fares also encourage more people to take the bus, which in turn makes it even cheaper per passenger. It's a win-win situation, but buses aren't just popular because they're cheap. People also love them because they're convenient. Buses usually run more frequently than trains, so you don't have to wait as long for one to come. They also serve more destinations, including places that aren't close enough together to have a train line connecting them. And buses are often faster than trains because they don't need to stop at stations. They can go straight from one stop to another without losing any time. Of course, there are always exceptions to this rule, like the Moscow Central Diameter, which are super fast, bus rapid transit lines that zoom through the Russian capital. Another great thing about buses is that they're flexible. With buses, it is much easier to add extra services during the morning rush hour or to reroute buses to serve new destinations. You can even turn a regular bus route into a double-decker tourist bus route during the day, and then back into a regular route at night. That kind of flexibility is what makes buses so useful. Then there's the fact that buses can travel almost everywhere. While trains are limited to tracks and trams are limited to tracks with overhead wires, buses can go anywhere. This means that they can serve areas that aren't well connected by other forms of public transport, and they can even travel on ferries. In places like New York City and Stockholm, buses are actually a great way to get to some islands that are UND well connected by bridges or tunnels. And finally, let's not forget that buses are also good for the environment. Sure, they emit exhaust fumes, but compared to cars, buses are much more energy efficient. That's because they carry so many passengers at once. On top of that, buses are getting more and more environmentally friendly. More and more cities are switching their bus fleets to electric buses, which will make public transport cleaner and quieter. Some cities have even switched their entire fleet to electric buses, such as the Norwegian city of Oslo. Buses will never disappear because they're cheap, convenient, flexible, and environmentally friendly. But buses aren't perfect. In some cities, they suffer from overcrowding, especially during the morning and evening rush hour. And in some cities, buses are slow because they have to deal with traffic congestion. And that's why some people think that buses are a waste of time. So what do you think? Are buses a waste of time, or are they an essential part of public transport? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.